What is up, guys? Chef Nate back again with another dope video for you guys. I've got an awesome recipe this week. It's my smoked salmon tagliatelle. Let's get it on. Right guys, before we get started, I want to give you a rundown of the ingredients that I'm going to be using this week. First off, I have some cherry tomatoes here. I've got some amazing smoked salmon that's locally smoked. I've got some fresh parsley here. I also have one white onion, 2 cloves of garlic, 1 bunch of asparagus. I've got 2 small lemons, 1 big lemon would do. I could only get small ones today though. And I got some lovely Parmesan cheese. I've also got a nice fruity white wine, about a glass of that. And obviously our salt, pepper, and everything else that we need for that. Right guys, so I have here some tagliatelle that I've just blanched off in some salted water, just as you would any other pasta. Just cook it nice and al dente, so it has that little bit of bite to it. I'm gonna set that to the side until we need it later. First things first, I've got some cherry tomatoes here. I'm gonna hit them with some olive oil, little crack of salt, and a little crack of pepper. I've already got my oven preheated to 200 degrees Celsius. That might seem quite hot, but I want to blister these. I want them to go in the oven and shock them straight away. Just get a little bit of color on there, a little bit of caramelization, make them taste sexy. So they're going inside the oven now, and then we'll move on to start prepping our vegetables and everything else for our sauce. All right, first guys, I'm gonna get this onion diced up. So I've got my hot plate here in front of me, getting nice and hot. Get that pan hot. And I remember, actually, I learned this recipe when I was 17 years old. My first ever restaurant gig that I got. But yeah, it's just a recipe that's dear to my heart. I've made it countless times, especially when you have friends coming over, if I've ever been on dates or anything like that where I'm cooking for someone. It's a fantastic recipe to bring out. It's easy, it's straightforward, it's pretty much a one-pan dish. And yeah, like I said, it impresses every single time. The flavors are there, the smoked salmon, you've got the creamy sauce with the wine in there as well, fresh herbs and the lemon, it all just works together. It's amazing. So yeah, this is one that I definitely recommend. If you do want to show off a little bit, if you do want to try and impress, this is definitely one of the recipes that you want to bring out. Right, that's that onion chopped. I'm going to get them straight in. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil into the pan, just coat the pan. Let's get these cooking off. Cool, so guys, my onions are sizzling away nicely. I'm gonna get 1 clove of garlic, chopped up. And the second clove, get that chopped up. Right, that's done. So we can add that to the sauce, or to our onions, should I say. And this is where we want to keep going now, guys. We want to keep building the sauce, keep it moving. So I'm going to grab a spoon, keep moving these around. Because as soon as these become translucent and become soft, we want to start adding the rest of our ingredients. We don't want to brown the onions and get that caramelized taste. We just want them to be soft. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to take the bottoms of the asparagus off. And I'll start finally dicing or chopping this parsley as well, so that's ready. So that when we're ready to go, we can just get everything in the sauce at once. These a little move around. They're looking good. Okay. Now we can add our parsley to the sauce. That can go straight in, along with our asparagus that I'm just going to cut in half. They can go straight in. Get these working. Right, so I'm gonna let those cook down for maybe a minute or two, and then we'll add the wine. Right guys, so this is cooked down nicely, so I'm gonna add about a large glass of white wine going straight in there. I'm also gonna go in with our lemon juice. Let's just make sure you catch those pips, because no one wants to bite into one of those. Okay, so yes, let's just keep cooking this down. Let's let that wine reduce by around half. Let's just cook that alcohol off as well. And then we'll be ready to add our cream and let that also reduce by half. Right, I'm gonna add the cream now. About 300 ml of cream going in there. And also Give our smoked salmon a rough chop. And now that can go straight in. And that smoked salmon just adds an amazing smoky flavor all throughout the sauce. It's not so much the yield of the salmon. This is only about 120 grams of salmon. It's more about adding that flavor to what would normally be just a pretty basic white wine sauce. But you adding that lemon and that salmon, it just makes it, turns it into such an amazing flavor. And that smokiness just runs all throughout the pasta. Cool, so like I said, I'm gonna let that come down, reduce by half, let those flavors intensify, and we'll have our sauce ready. Right guys, final step of the sauce, I just wanna add a little bit of Parmesan actually into the sauce. I won't add too much because I'm gonna finish on top as a garnish as well. So, a few little strokes of Parmesan like that. I'm also gonna add a couple of cracks of salt. Bear in mind there's salt in the Parmesan, there's salt on the salmon, so we don't want to go mad with salt. And then, of course, add some cracked black pepper in there. Give that one final mix. And in a couple of minutes, that'll be thickened up and we can add our pasta to it. Cool guys, so our sauce is reduced and slightly thickened. I don't want to let it reduce too much because I'm about to add this pasta, and don't forget, as soon as that pasta goes in there, it's gonna like suck up some of that sauce. So let's get our pasta in there and give that a little toss just to get it coated. I'm gonna let that cook down for another minute or two and that'll be ready guys. We'll get ready to start plating. Right guys, so we're pretty much all done now. I'm just gonna grab our tomatoes that we've been blistering. They look amazing. Like I said, I just wanted a little bit of caramelization, a little bit of color. Down here I have a little bit of rocket. It's one of my favorite leaves, lovely and peppery, amazing flavor. I'm just gonna dress that with a little bit of oil. I'm also gonna add a little bit of salt to this. A little bit of salt on our rocket. It's already naturally peppery, so I'm not gonna add any extra black pepper to that. And now we can start building our plate, guys. Right guys, let's start putting this onto the plate. So I like to just get my tongs, get a nice bit of pasta, and as it hits the plate, give it a little twist so it sits up nice and high. I think I'll add a little bit more. Again on top and twist. So got a nice little amount of pasta in the middle. I'm gonna take a few little extra asparagus out of the pan. And also some of that lovely salmon that we've got there. Sprinkle that on top. Perfect. And then I've got our cherry tomatoes that we did earlier. Gonna dot 5 or 6 of those around the plate. And then got our dressed rocket. Small ball of that. I like to go straight on top, in the middle like so. And then just finish it using a peeler. Just peel a little bit of Parmesan on top just like that, guys. Look at that. You cannot tell me that doesn't look amazing. And anyone that you make that for will be thoroughly impressed. Perfect, guys. You can even hit it with a little drizzle of olive oil. Just kiss it at the end of that. Give that a nice little shine. There we have it, guys. My smoked salmon tagliatelle, perfect for date night, perfect for your family, friends, anyone that you want to impress. I hope you really enjoy it. Right guys, you already know what time it is. It's my favorite time of the week. Now let's have a taste test, guys. I know this is going to be great because I made it so many times before, but let's dive straight in. Oh, that's hot. It's just pretty good to work. Right guys, that's it for this week. Don't forget to try this dish out. Let me know how you like it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel so we can get it popping. And yeah, have a great week and I'll see you next time. Peace.